The Dirty Little Secret of Email Marketing. My name's Alex, The Dirty Little Secret of Email Marketing. Listen, my name's Alex. I'm the founder of IX Media. We've made our clients a little over 350, probably by the time you're watching this, 500 grand in email and SMS marketing revenue. In this video, I want to talk about the dirty little secret of email marketing and why it's actually not that dirty. So what is it? I'll say it right up front. Attribution. Attribution is one of the most, I don't want to say controversial, but it's one of the most skewed things in email marketing. Why is that? The whole discussion of attribution, especially if you use a platform like Klaviyo or Omnisend, is the way they do their attribution most of the time, unless you mess with the settings, is they'll set it up as in, okay, anybody that buys in a 5-day period that received this email, will count as a sale. Now, specifically what they do is saying even if that person buys from a Facebook ad or a Google ad or just, opens the email, clicks on it, leaves, and then later on the day or the month or the year, what the year, but later on they, go back on the site and buy something themselves, they'll count that. They'll count that as a sale. Now, let me take my glasses so I'll just show you my face. So yeah, that's the whole discussion about email marketing attribution. Now, is it totally fair? No. Why? Because obviously, if somebody receives an email, they check it, they open it, and then they don't decide to buy, and they get the same email or they look at the same product, a week later on their own. Obviously, that should be tracked, through Facebook or Google or just whatever platform they actually bought that on. But here's the reason why it's actually not that dirty, and many people could dispute this, but this is what I believe wholeheartedly based on everything I've done, and I've worked with about 20 different e-commerce brands, and it's this: yes, an email's attribution will be skewed. That is non-negotiable unless you change the settings to it's a 5-day period. So like if I open the email and I buy within the next 5 days, Klaviyo will track that. If you take it to 1 day, then obviously that's a little bit of a higher chance that they actually did buy from that email. But the thing that most people don't treat it, and then this is the way I approach email marketing, is it's not only a channel where you want to get people to buy on the email itself. That's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But the thing that most people don't realize, and it's the way we approach email marketing, is an omni-channel presence. Now, when I say omni-channel, all I mean is that you're hitting your customers from multiple different angles. You hit them from Facebook ads, you hit them from Google, you hit them from organic, email, SMS, WhatsApp, many different platforms. And if you look fundamentally, if you look at what emails perform the best, a lot of the times they're value-tainment emails, right? Edutainment emails. If you send emails that are all sales-based emails and they have a sale and they have a discount for a long enough period, you're going to see sales start dipping like this. Opposed to sending edutainment, value-tainment emails, which, by the way, are the emails that we send out 70-80% of the time for our clients, you're going to see a gradual increase. Why? Because you're getting value, number one, but number two, because they're getting value, and I'll link this to the point in a second, but because they're getting value, they're opening your emails more often, and because they're opening your emails more often, they're getting answers of your product. You're answering their objections. An edutainment email may be, what's, the biggest mistake people do when they lose weight if you have some type of supplement. And you'll say, oh, it has, they take the supplement and they don't work out, they don't take it the right way and they lose consistency. But if you want a product that has all the, these different things and it has like a little log to make you consistent, here it is. When people see that, they may not buy, but what they're doing, what you're doing in that email is letting them know this is the most obvious answer. If you go back to any of my videos, the way I phrase a value-tainment email is it's an email that you give value while making your product the most obvious answer to that problem that you're answering. So that's why I although email attribution isn't 100% perfect, it really can't be unless if Klaviyo makes it like that. The way I approach email marketing, the way I think you should think of it truly, because if you approach it this way, it actually makes sense. And it's looking at it through an omni-channel presence, right? That email that somebody receives and, it makes my product or your product the most obvious answer, that's going to be in their back of their mind. So when they're actually thinking, oh, shoot, you know what? 2026 is coming up. I want to lose weight. I want to, get my supplements in place and check. They may not, they're going to receive that email, but maybe they're not in the buying phase right now. They just made a big purchase, or they don't feel like buying, or a million other reasons. But when they do, they're thinking of your product. They're thinking of your specific solution. And then later on, they're like, oh, who am I going to buy for? The first person that comes from, or the first brand that comes to mind is your brand, right? Or if they receive a Facebook ad, people think, oh, it actually came from Facebook, so we completely discredit email marketing. How stupid can that be? And I just want to say, truly, if you provide value for months, giving emails that give value, and maybe they, in those months, maybe, you got 2 or 3 sales directly correlated to emails, to your email marketing. You're telling me you're giving so much value and informing the customer in such a way, and you've proved you had sales from those emails in the past, and Facebook gets a sale, through the pixel or whatever. You're telling me that you didn't play a part in that? Of course you did. Right? That's the whole point, and the way I see email attribution, the little dirty secret of email marketing. It's that, yes, it's not directly correlated to the email, but you're helping that person through an omni-channel presence, right? You're helping them through multiple different angles. You're hitting them through multiple different angles. Another example is maybe some people just don't like to buy on email. Right? It's just people don't like to buy, and that is a big amount of people. Some people just don't like to buy on email for one reason or another, and vice versa. Some people don't want to buy through Facebook because they think, oh, if I buy through email, I'll get, I'll maybe get like 5-10% off from one of their sales. But that's the way I think about email marketing. It's an omni-channel presence, and when you approach it that way, it's not dirty. And I guarantee you this, and I'm gonna make a video to prove this or to disprove this, and I'll be, I don't know everything, but I'm going to make a video defending my point, and it's going to be, I'm going to take one of the brands, I work with, and I'm going to say, hey, based on, we're going to launch for an entire 2-3 months, for a 3-month period, we're going to launch no emails to a certain list, and then we're going to send e-marketing emails to this list, and then track their attribution through Facebook, Pixel, whatever, and see how many sales directly came from email marketing, and if email for the other side, for the group that we didn't send emails to, actually made a difference. That's a video I'm going to make in the future. But the point is, email attribution is not perfect. But if you think about it like this, and it's the true. But the point is, email attribution, no, it's not 100% perfect. But don't treat it like it will be 100% perfect. Treat it as an omni-channel presence. You're not trying to get sales only through emails. You want to get sales through Facebook. You want to get sales through TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. I don't know about LinkedIn, SMS, but a bunch of different platforms. That's the way I see email marketing, and that's the dirty little secret of email marketing debunked, to say it like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you have any questions, let me know. God bless you all. Hope Jesus enters your life truly. It's all honestly all His doing, and God bless you guys. I love you.